afternoon, Dalton.
What's going on?
Not much. How you doing?
Good. You know, enjoying the Friday. Everybody's Friday.
Yeah, exactly. It's offensively here. This offense has had to go through so many quarterbacks here in recent weeks, and now you get Andy back. Do you feel the best thing that could happen for this offense right now is just to get some consistency at that position? Do you think that's one of the major things that why you've struggled so much over these last 3 to 4 weeks, just having to go through so many different quarterbacks every week?
I mean, make no mistake about it. I mean, NFL is like hard to win. But yeah, when you got a bunch of different guys coming in, it makes it just that much tougher. Now that's not an excuse. That's nothing that that's not a crutch that we should be able to lean on. I mean, guys plug and play. You got to be able to win week to week. But I think having Andy back has definitely been a help for us this week. A lot of guys have gotten a lot of work with him, whether that be through training camp or extra work with routes. I think having him back will be good for us.
Dalton, of the positions on the offense that have seen injuries to starters, you've had the most success filling in for Blake. What do you attribute that to, and is there anything that you're doing that other guys could translate as they have their rotating lineup?
I mean, once Blake went down, I knew that I was going to get a lot more reps, and I knew I'd be kind of the lead guy going forward. And so, I mean, I try to attack, every week just the best that I can in terms of my preparation. I've had the privilege of being in a room watching, guys before me prepare, and just kind of learning from them and being able to take things that they've done and, apply it to my preparation in the week has been extremely helpful. And so I've just tried to take pride in what I do, make sure I do it the best that I can, week in, week out, no matter who's in there, who's next to me, who's at quarterback. And I don't like making excuses, and I prepare the same way week to week, regardless of what the circumstances are.
How often do you speak with Blake Jarwin these days?
As often as I can. I mean, he's been in doing his rehab, so having him around has been great. He's probably the guy that I'm closest to off the team. So not having him in meetings to kind of bounce back and forth is, well, it was a little weird at first, but every time I see him, it's good. I give him crap, So it's been nice having him back.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm sure you guys talk about things that are just about life and not only football, but what are your conversations kind of like about maybe this season or just in general?
Every now and then I'll ask him certain things on, whether it be like film related or football related question. But honestly, those things are few and far between. I think, you have a guy that's got an injury and is, kind of out for the year. The last thing I want to do is, open it up to a bunch of football talks, because I know how he is. I know how his brain works. Like, there's nothing that he wants more to be out on that field, and I don't want to be the guy to, pull him and remind him that, he's not able to play the game that he loves. And so, going out, having conversations that are outside of football, I think are good for situations like that.
Dalton, we've talked with some of your teammates about the across the hall session y'all had on Monday.
Yeah.
Which coach was in the tight end room, and can you tell us some of the discussions or what you learned from that?
Yeah, we had Coach Edwards in there this week, and he was amazing help. He was able to talk about some of the self-scout stuff that he kind of saw on us, whether that be alignments that we have that might tip off exactly what we're doing, and our route concepts, and how to disguise those a little better, or how to attack a certain guy and who's playing a certain coverage a certain way. I don't want to go too far into it, but I mean it was really helpful having him and a great defensive mind, to have those conversations with to better your game. I think that's extremely valuable. I've never done that at any level, in high school, college, or here. I think that stuff has been super helpful for us. We definitely gained a lot of it this week, and I hope we continue to do those a little more.
I know that y'all did that in training camp and then again this week. How different was the level of conversation and how applicable it could be now that you have film from this season to work off of?
I mean, it was just a little more specific in terms of our mannerisms and what he kind of dove into what he would expect us to do and certain down and distances, which I think was pretty. I don't know. For me, it was pretty in depth and enlightening just to see how a defensive mind thinks. That's something that I haven't had a lot of experience with. I've been an offensive guy kind of my whole life. I played like a little bit of defense in Little League, but that's Little League. It's nowhere near. So I mean, I've been one-sided since my early years of freshman in high school, and so learning a little bit more, about their perspectives on defense and how they think about guarding routes and guys is super interesting to me, and I think that benefits everybody.
Is it tough to apply those lessons from across the hall right away, or do you think like it's not difficult, where you'll be able to be something of a different player with some of those small details on Sunday?
I mean, don't expect anything drastic, but I mean, it's just the little things. It's a little. I mean, you're not reinventing the wheel. You're just maybe going from 3 pitches to 4 pitches. How often that 4th pitch shows up is up to you, but it gives you an extra tool in your toolbox, I guess. So it gives you a little bit more options that I think is helpful for certain situations.
Dalton, how much have you talked to Andy about some of what he's dealt with non-football related? I know he was telling us yesterday he still can't fully taste or smell. Is that a conversation y'all have had?
I haven't talked to him about that at all. I actually didn't know that. COVID, like, that caused you to lose your taste and smell. I think I read that somewhere. But, no, that's crazy. I know I talked to him briefly about it. He was like, yeah, dude, it hit me hard. Like, had a fever. But, no, we didn't talk about any of that. But I'm glad he's okay. I mean, that's never fun. Being sick is never fun. Obviously, being sick with COVID is a whole different matter, so I'm glad he's back.
I think the last time we talked to you, we were talking to you about fullback, because I think we had no idea what was going to happen with Blake, of course. And you played about 5 snaps there all season. How has this whole season, I guess, been from a usage standpoint? You're playing about 8 times as much as you were last season at this rate. How's the whole experience been? It really is from night to day, your involvement in everything.
I'm sorry. Repeat the question. You repeat that one more time.
Yeah, your usage is so different than it was last year. Your usage is so different than it seemed like it was going to be even days before the season started, when we were talking about fullback potentially being mixed in with your usual reps. What's this whole year been like from just the night and day comparison to last year, and even to some degree what was expected going into the year?
Oh, it's been awesome. I mean, obviously, situation is not ideal, especially losing a guy like Blake in our room. I mean, he's a hell of a player, and he's one of my best friends. So it's tough to see a guy go down like that. But again, with those opportunities comes a lot of opportunity for growth and learning and being out there and getting those game time reps and actually being able to have some continuity within a game plan and be able to take the reps all the way from first quarter to the fourth quarter is, I mean, you learn a lot, and you're able to get in the sense of the game flow. And it's I haven't been able to truly, be able to play a full continuous game like that since college. And I mean, now I've got 8 of those under my belt, or 7. I don't know how many games. I've got a lot more under my belt than I had when we started the year, obviously. And that's just been. I mean, that's just been a great opportunity. I've been able, like I said, to, prepare the right way and, have the right mindset with that. And I'm just trying to be able to grow week to week. And I know, stringing a lot of these games under my belt, I'm hoping to grow exponentially as the years go on. And again, I try to take every opportunity I can and, use it to propel myself forward.
Dalton, Coach McCarthy talked to us about how some of the staff is staying at the Omni now and the different ways the organization is trying to help your families avoid COVID as well. What's this been like for your family, or how do you manage trying to make sure that you're not exposed to it at home?
I mean, for us, it's like, it's kind of easy. You know, we have a young son, and you know, he's about 2. You know, but we're homebodies anyway. So, I mean, for me, it's not hard to, you know, wake up, go to facilities, come home, and just chill out the rest of the night. Like, that's kind of, you know, how we how our lives go anyway. You know, obviously you wish you could get out more, maybe, you know, take a vacation every now and then, especially in the off season. But for us, I mean, this is just life in general, in terms of, you know, our routine. So not a whole lot different. It's definitely, I know it's been harder on a lot of guys, but I mean, for us, I don't have a problem with staying at home. I'm a video game guy, so.